welcome to another tutorial by Virtual Flight Diaries. We are in the Curtiss C46 Commando by Aeroplane Heaven. This is a local Legends release, number 17 I believe it was. And it is $9.99 on the marketplace if you have the deluxe version, and I believe it's $14.99 if you don't. So my first impressions of this plane are it's okay for $10. You can have some fun in it. So if you have the deluxe version, you can get it for the $10 mark. I would recommend it. I'm not sure if it would be good for the $15, but because it's got a lot of quirks, but it has its challenges, which can make it interesting. So anyway, not to be on a tangent, so the tutorial is going to be on the autopilot. I've seen a lot of questions about the autopilot. The autopilot isn't working for me, and I think I have it figured out, so I'm gonna pass that on to you guys. So first off, you want to do is you want to check your heading on your whiskey compass. So that is, we are on 27 left at Philadelphia, so we're going to be at a heading of 270. So we're going to spin their placard here to 270. Now this doesn't do much, but just maintain our bearings when we get our radio signals. So another weird thing is, and I don't understand it, is that, so I have the DuPont Wilmington VOR tuned in, and it's in the active window. I should be getting a signal here on the ground, but this doesn't activate until you're in the air, which is odd to me. So for the setup for the autopilot, you want to make sure that this bottom mark, which is your current heading, is matching your whiskey compass. And we're going to set our top number to our desired heading, which is going to be our runway heading. That way we're not going automatically into a turn when we set that up. So when we turn the autopilot on, it's going to have us flying our heading. All right, so I'll set up. Let's set our trim here. Thing is hard to see in this plane. Kind of have to. I'm going to center our trim up. And let's get off the ground, and I'll show you how to work this autopilot and track a nav VOR. All right. This is a lumbering beast. Nothing happens fast in this plane. Tail wheel's coming up. Give it a little back pressure. Gonna keep it on the center line. And off the ground. So we'll adjust the trim, just like the DC-3. and we'll clean it up. We're going to try to get it as level as possible when we engage the autopilot. Don't get too big of a movement. And so it's a bug. At the like I said, the autopilot's finicky. See, now that we're airborne, our nav beacon is working. So now that we're on a climb out, bring that down a little bit. So this just adjusts the trim. So we're going to use the elevator to adjust the trim. Just to climb power. So yeah, these gauges are hard to see. This is your RPM and manifold pressure. All right, so now we're finally on course at 270. So we're gonna, we need to go to 240. So we turn the rudder knob so that 240 is in our top number. And then we're going to turn the aileron on. And hopefully it will capture and level us out. Like I said, it's finicky. So once that adjustment's made, you're going to want to readjust this. Indicate our current heading. It looks like we're a little bit off. So now we're heading towards the DuPont Wilmington VOR. This is the Wilmington NDB, which I've set up in the window here. You could follow this, but NDBs aren't as commonplace, so it would be hard to find. And then what you would do here is just adjust your heading accordingly, so that this is straight, pointing at your nose. Same with this, pointing at your nose. And we're heading to Wilmington VORs right here. It's not very far. So our next one is the Smyrna VOR. I'm going to put that in the standby window. And that is 111.4. So as you get closer, so there's no DME. So as you get closer though, you're going to start seeing that the needle is going to get more sensitive. And don't get too caught up in chasing this needle. You don't need to be exactly on your thing, because you can see VOR's right here. So what's going to happen is this is going to start swinging away as we pass it. We can level off, you just want to go like one click at a time. You don't want any sudden movements or any quick movements, or this thing will just get away from you. So, no. And then so run away. You're going to need patience with this autopilot. So as we go over the airport, you're going to see this needle swing, and that's when you'll switch over. When you see the needle swing, that's when you're going to switch over to the next VOR. This autopilot is definitely not a set and walk away type plane. You're going to be constantly working this plane, which was pretty similar to the original. So I guess they got it close in that aspect. This wasn't a very precise system. It used mechanical gyros. Propeller RPM back to more of a cruise. As you can see, it's holding the it's holding the heading okay. All right, so you just monitor everything, make sure that everything is showing up as it's supposed to be. And you see we're starting to slip. That means we're getting closer and closer to the actual radio beacon. And here we go, we're passing it. So once you start seeing that swing, you can then switch over to the next beacon, which is now, so our placard's set, so we know we can look at, see that it is about 160. So we're going to set 160 in this window. And then using the aileron knob, we're going to turn towards the direction of this needle. You can see it's coming right around. So then you want to make a little maintenance adjustment here. So you're going to move this to 160 because that's the direction we want to be at. You can see it's adjusting it to make sure that we're lined up. So we're a little off. So let's go to 180. Making that adjustment, we're going to move our placard to 180. And now we're heading towards the Smyrna VOR. And then you would just do, when you do your flight plan, you just take a notepad and write down the VOR frequencies for each nav point. And this is what you'll do the whole flight. As you can see, we're starting to pass the Wilmington NDB, so that's going to swing around. And then you'll make minor course adjustments using this button here and this button here. You'll see sometimes it won't hold, so you'll have to make an adjustment back and forth, but eventually it does settle down and you can fly it. So we're climbing again, so you gotta just monitor everything. Make minor adjustments in your flight. It's going to be very hard to hold a exact altitude, so I would not say that this is a bat sim kind of thing. Might work offline, like beyond to ATC or say intentions. And you're going to make minor course adjustments just to keep that needle pointed straight ahead. And you can see, if you were to look on Navigraph, we're heading towards the Sperry VOR. And you'll kind of weave a little bit coming down this line, but you're going to get where you need to be. And that's the Sperry Autopilot, guys. Thank you for watching, and so on to the next one. See ya.